Okay, this is way overdue, so I'm going to try to get this over with as soon as possible. Not much to this, but this is a final look and review, I guess. Thoughts on this watch that I got, the Roue. I believe that's how you pronounce this, R-O-U-E, and I believe it's wheel in French. This is the CHR model, and specifically this execution with the beat blasted silver and the antique silver dial, kind of panda dial, is the CHR Three, and they have two other executions. The other two are also, basically almost a reverse of this. It's a black PVD, and I believe it's the outer track is white, then it's black dial, and then white subs, and then there is and that's the CHR Two, and the CHR One is also black PVD, but it has gunmetal or grayish the main dial, black subs, and I forget what's on the outside. Maybe a silver or lighter gray. But anyways, this is the one I chose at first. I'll get back to that in a moment. And it's been a great watch. It's not an automatic, but it's okay. I'm not really crazy. Well, not all watches have to be manual or automatics. A good quartz, if it's done right, works for me, especially if it's in a design that's priced right and has the features I like. There's not a problem with it at all. There's no movement snobbery here. So anyways, this is obviously inspired by vintage motorsports, but what I like about this is that this is not exactly like any vintage chronograph. It's not an homage, at least none that I'm aware of. I've looked around quite a bit, and I have never seen anything quite like this combination. I mean, I've seen this kind of tonneau, kind of barrel-shaped case, of course, in many watches, and I've seen panda dials and such, and by Compact's one as well, but they're rarely offset like this. They're usually at the 9 and 3, or you may get 3 subdials, 9, 6, 3, like that, or 12 and 6, but rarely do you ever see anything like this. And at first I wasn't too sure about it, but it kind of grew on me. Didn't take long for it, and I was like, even though it's kind of asymmetrical, it's got this balance to it somehow. Just the way these few elements kind of just balance the whole thing. And that's what can you say? It's a Miyota quartz movement. I don't know the exact movement number reference, but you can't go too wrong with a Miyota movement. And it's kind of a mecha quartz, like a Seiko, in the sense that if you it's not off, it's just that the date's about to change, so that's why it's about in the mid-transit. Anyways, you hear the snap, yeah, and you can feel it. It's very positive, so that gives it that mechanical feel, and of course the way the second sweeps, and then after about 30 seconds, I thought it was 1/60th. I guess it's 1/10 second. Or am I wrong? Maybe it is 1/60th. Anyways, this will stop after it hits 30 seconds. But it is through counting, so if I stop it, see, it'll sit there, keep it going, it'll run again. I'm curious, will it stop after another 30 seconds? Let's see. I rarely start and stop a chronometer too much. Well, I'm getting there. What I like about this is the trim. This is kind of a silver dial, but it changes. Sometimes it's really bright, sometimes it looks almost white, sometimes it looks almost cream or an off-white color at certain angles. Yeah, after 30 seconds. Stops. And this counts down 60 minutes. It's been a minute. So to reset it, I'll say this is why it's sort of like a mega quartz. I mean, besides this sort of mechanical feel to the pushers, which is good. It's not soft and, you know, with no feedback like many quartz chronographs can be. They're just kind of mushy. These are not. They got a snap to them. You do that, you'll see that the 60th and the second hand will do the usual quartz sweep, but this will actually snap back to 0. So it's kind of half and half. You'll see what I mean right here. It's not because it's a short 1 minute. It's if you were down to 20, it'll go snap right back. And yeah, that's cool. It works for me. And does it bother me that there's no running seconds? Not really. At first I thought it would, but I suppose this sort of gives an illusion that this could be a mechanical movement, because you know, you don't have any constant ticking running, and even the chronograph function at first seems like an automatic chronograph, but no, that doesn't bother me at all. And I think the date's well placed. Got a tachymeter, and again, I like this yellow gasket that they use, so you can get that hint of it around the crystal. And it's a sapphire too, and the case finish is nice. It's very low profile. I think it's no more than 12. I think maybe just under. I have to check the specs, but you can see it sits really nice and low on the wrist. And the finish is actually looks simple, but when you get close to it, you see that you get this beveled edge here. It's actually got this kind of brush finish, so it's a little bit. It's not high polish, but it's brighter than the main finish, which is like a matte. It's a real smooth matte, always bead blasted look. And then it does that again there, and slight bevel there as well. And I don't know, maybe is that brushed or is it not? I think the brush surface could be the bottom part is harder to tell. No, I think actually the brush is just along this edge, and then right down to the edges here. And there you go. And it comes with 2 straps, and they're good. This is a leather one, and the other one it comes with is this pseudo perforated one. This is rubber, and they all have this nice quick release system, so it makes it super easy for quick strap changes, and which is nice because it doesn't have any lug holes, and certainly facilitates that. And what's also good is this color combination works with a lot. I've got some extra straps like this one, give it a rally look. I thought maybe this gray one might be kind of a nice offset to kind of match that, if you can imagine. And of course a couple of NATOs. They have some stripes, and some colors that give that raceway and vintage kind of look to it. And of course this black and yellow one. And that's it. It's I did mention this is a 22mm lug space here, or bandwidth. This is good because 20 is good too, but 22 is also just as good. They're the 2 most common ones that you'll find, I think, these days. Maybe besides 18, but most watches are about 20 and 22 from my experience. It's plenty good. Yeah, that's all I got to say about this. It works, and I don't mind that it doesn't have a 3rd subdial. This gives me exactly what I need. I mean, I really don't even use this fast 1/60th second one, because I never time anything that accurately. I mean, if I go on my lunch break, I'll just hit this, and all I need to know is it's right here. once it gets to about 20-25 seconds, minutes, then stop it, go clock back in, and reset, and that's it. No fuss. Easy to read. And it's not advertised, and I don't blame them for not doing that, but there is Loom on this watch, which nobody seems to know. I only found that out after I decided to just do this and say, okay, let's see if it looms up. And I doubt it, but as you can see, it does. But it's very mild. Sorry, offset. See, it's almost fading pretty fast. The sub dials have a stronger loom to them. They tend to last longer, but the seconds hand for the chronometer that's centered right now, and of course the two, light this up again, the hour and the minute hand, it has such a thin strip of it and a very light coating of loom. It's really fine, you can see, and it goes out pretty fast, so it's all but useless, to be honest, and it's not a big deal. But sometimes I think that if you're gonna try to even bother putting loom in a watch, you might as well give it a decent application. Otherwise, it's a bit of a tease. You kind of have it, and then it fades out like in about less than a minute. It's like, okay, what's the point, right? So in some ways, I would have preferred it if they didn't even bother trying. If you don't go all the way, then don't do it at all. So that's all I got to say about that. But I'm not opposed to it. It's just, it's again, what is the point? That's why they didn't bother advertising the loom on this, I suppose. But that's okay. Overall, this is kind of a watch I wear in the daytime and even at night. I mean, I'm rarely in a pitch black environment, so it's legible enough. And if I can't see it for some reason and the car is really dark, then there's always a cell phone around, and I'm sure a digital clock illuminated inside of a car anyways. So, all of us know that you don't really need to use these to read time these days. It's just a choice to wear a watch, a traditional watch of sorts, than to do like an Apple Watch, or just strictly go off of your digital phone, smartphone. It's a bit of style, tells you something about yourself, and it's kind of a piece of art that you can, mechanical engineering and neurological art that you can appreciate all the time, right off the wrist. And yeah. And the last thing is this. After thinking about it, I like this execution, but in retrospect, I do like the CHR One that has the black with the gunmetal dial, and I actually am getting that and switching this one out. So actually, this one is still on sale. I mean, I am selling it on the forums, or rather the Facebook group, the marketplace, and on eBay. So anybody interested, shoot me a mail. I don't really check my YouTube much, so if you find me on Facebook or something, that might be quicker. If you're interested, $180. I think it's fair, $50 off. This is fairly new. I only got it maybe just 2 months ago. Works perfectly, no damage. I have the box, original documents, of course the strap, the extra strap that it comes with, and it's a complete set as you would get it from Roue, the manufacturer. So yeah, I think if you're interested, this will be still around as far as I know, but I hope to sell this soon. Hopefully somebody be interested in picking one up for themselves, or somebody they know for Christmas or birthday, whatever, or just for the hell of it. This is a nice watch, you get that vintage sporty style, and it's without being a complete copy with some little changes to an existing, watch that's been made. So, it's just a general homage to vintage sports chronographs without, and still being its own, which is great. Anyway, so you'll probably see me sport the other color soon. It's coming in tomorrow, and have another unique strap option for that, which I will talk about once I get that in. But until then, that's been basically my review. I mean, it's slim, it's quartz, it's accurate, it's got a good chronograph function, and 2 strap options. It's not very expensive, and it looks cool. Everyone seems to appreciate this particular piece as well. And if you do, just check out Roue, or if you like this one that I have too, hit me up, and maybe we can work out something. Alright, laters.